So it's time for the mixed 4x4. We said this event's pretty new to the global championships, but I love it. I think it's absolutely fascinating. I think it opens up the door to those nations that don't necessarily have the depth to compete in the single 4x4 sex events. Some of those nations, particularly Dominican Republic, we're not going to see them until the second heat, but they've really managed to find 4 good competitors when you can choose across the men and the women, and it makes for fantastic racing.
Yeah, it does, Hannah. I'm really looking forward to this one. Like I say, we've had a couple of editions of this now. We've had a World Championships, and last time the USA, as you would imagine, were victorious. Jamaica were taking the second place on that occasion, and Bahrain were surprise winners of the bronze medal. But it was all reversed. It was all so different in Tokyo. Poland taking the win on that occasion. But let's just go straight to the action here with Heat 1.
And this is a tough heat. Joe Breyer of Great Britain already selected for Wales to represent them in the Commonwealth Games. No men's 4x4 team for Great Britain at this championships. So this is the only opportunity for our male relay runners to succeed. Strong lineup for them. Netherlands have brought a good team to this. Lee Marvin Bonavaccia, Lieke Klaver, Tony van Diepen, Evelyn Salberg, their quartet here. And they mean business, because that is a quartet of hard hitters there. Japan go in 5. Nakajimo will be their lead-off athlete. Matsumoto, Iwasaki and Kobayashi will complete their lineup. In lane 5 will be the World Relay Champions from 2021. And they brought a strong quartet there as well, being led off by Lorenzo Bonatti. Lane 4, she can hear on the in-stadium announcing, and as Jenny said, they are the defending champions. It's a good lineup there. They haven't got Alison Felix. We thought we might see her this morning, but Goodwin, Simon, Norwood and Jonathas, that's a really strong quartet. Lane 3 will be Nigeria, Nathaniel, George, Amini and Uko, their quartet. Good personal best listed between those athletes. And there are our Olympic champions from Poland, Dzinski, Bumgart Witten, Zalewski and Sviti Ersitic. Again, like the Netherlands, that's not your B squad really. They brought their big hitters here to this heat. And Belgium haven't. I've got to say, I'm surprised by this lineup here. Alexander Duman, great indoor campaign. He is a regular on their relay squad. But Camille Laus, Christian Igosel and Helena Ponette. I might be wrong. I might have my facts wrong. But without any of the Borlays down there, they might struggle to replicate the form that saw them take 5th place at the Olympics. But Belgium, they do have great depth. And it could be that they've played this right. They've done enough to get into the final. We shall see. First 3 automatically through to the final, plus 2 non-automatic qualifiers. Really is a tough heat. Belgium in 1, Poland in 2, Nigeria in 3, USA in 4, Italy in 5, Japan in 6, Netherlands in 7, and Great Britain and Northern Ireland in 8. So they're away in this first heat of the mixed 4x4. Defending champions, USA, in the middle in lane 4. You can see they've already made up some ground on the Italian team outside them. Edwin Goodwin making up ground on Lorenzo Bonatti. It's a long stagger here in the mixed 4x4. The second leg runners will break down the back straight, so we've really got to look at when the baton gets handed over and who hands it over first to give us an idea of who's in the lead. This is a good run from Great Britain's Joe Breyer, doing really well to hold off the marching Bonavaccia. Just drifting to the inside of his lane there. He's got to be really careful. So have a look, see who's going to hand over first. It is going to be Holland, just ahead of Great Britain, just ahead of USA. Italy and Japan hot on their heels. The Polish team perhaps slightly behind, but we will see these athletes continue in their lanes and they'll break in on the back straight.
Yeah, really unusual to see Poland so far behind there, but we've talked about how good the Netherlands are these days. Like a Klaver there, 200 and 400 metre specialist. She hits the front as we would expect. The Netherlands look good, don't they? Of course, we've got the USA as well behind them. Looking really, really strong though, Klaver. She hits these 400 metres really quick the first 200 metres, but she's holding on really, really well here. Just seeing pictures there of Zoe Clark from Great Britain. Italy are overtaking Great Britain now for third place.
Really congested there for that third place, and you can kind of see the advantage of putting your faster athletes on the first legs. Lieke Klaver doing super well there, and it was a good lead off them. Lee Martin Bonavaccia for the Netherlands as well. Tony van Diepen, the 800 metre specialist. We'll see him later on in the 800. Just trying to hold off Vernon Norwood there. That's an aggressive move from Tony van Diepen. And it is necessary. You want to hold on to that lane one position. If you can hold that through 200, your runner that you're handing over to will stay in lane one. I think that's what Tony van Diepen was doing there. He can just stay in lane one here and calmly keep his eye out for his teammate. And here we go, he's kicking again, trying to hold off Vernon Norwood. It's 1-2, the Netherlands and USA as we move into the final leg. Nigeria just squeezing ahead of Italy down the home straight. And Justina Sviti Ercetic overtaking in 5th place for the Olympic champions. She's got to get her team past Italy and Nigeria. You can see them at the top of your picture. It looked to me like Holland and USA are running away for the automatic qualifying spots, but who is going to get that third automatic position into this evening's final?
Well, Salberg still going really well there, holding on there for the Netherlands. Wedelaine Jonathas is so experienced. We would expect her to come now onto the shoulder of Salberg. Indeed she does. She's having to run wide as Jonathas. I think we were going to expect it was a USA victory, but who is coming there down the home straight? It is Poland. Can they come past Italy? Can they get that automatic qualification? Yes, they can. USA, Netherlands, Poland, first three automatic.
What, as always, what a run from Justina Sviti Ercetic. She anchors so many of their relays so superbly. Watching her win the 2018 European title, coming back 50 minutes later to anchor them to European gold back in 2018, and that squad's just gone from strength to strength. But United States looking pretty untroubled there. Netherlands, when you think could they bring in the likes of Femke Bol? We saw her down here at the track warming up yesterday. If they bring her in, they could find a little bit extra as they look towards that final. Poland securing automatics qualification. Italy, Nigeria will be the two athletes sitting that non-automatic qualifying spots at the moment, so we'll find two of those across the two heats. It will be no final though for Great Britain and Northern Ireland, nor for Belgium, the 5th place finishers from last year's Tokyo Olympics, and Japan as well, out of it this morning here in the mixed 4x4 heats. Let's take a look back at those splits. Marcin Bonavaccia had a good first round split with his 44.93. I think Edwin Goodwin might have been slightly quicker, but that time's disappeared off my screen. We saw the men and women down there practicing these changeovers yesterday when they trained at the track. They're coming at each other at different speeds than you'd expect when you practice in a single-sex 4x4. Oh, I see set. Finishing runners there, Evelyn Salberg and Wedelaine Jonathas just tangling as they found their feet starting off this final leg, but managing to complete their leg. No issues, secure automatic qualification for their team. 51.48 for Wedelaine Jonathas. Final leg run there for her USA team. But what about Justina Sviti Ercetic? Look at her in the background there, paint etched all over her face. Gave it absolutely everything. 50.73 clocking for her final leg. I think that might be one of the fastest final legs. Maybe one of the fastest legs overall. Wow. Well, that was our first look at the mixed 4x4. Yeah, I'm interested with Poland there as the reigning Olympic champions. Quite a way off the mark there, nearly 2 seconds from the defending champions, the United States. So that's slightly shocking for me as we look towards this evening.
It's a really tough one, isn't it, with that relay being on the first day, when people have obviously got individual goals. They might come here running the 400 metres, the 200 metres, the 400 metre hurdles, maybe even 800 metre runners that you have. So it's really, I guess, an individual stroke, a team decision, who you put on those opening rounds. So let's see, but this is, what a great graphic. Here we go, we can see the purple graphic is the people who ran the fastest legs. So look at that, that was Klaver, wasn't it, from the Netherlands, 49.46, wow. And I'm actually looking, fourth leg runner there for Great Britain. They didn't get through, but 50.69 seconds for Lavia Nielsen. So she put her team in a really good position there, but unfortunately they won't make that final. But to have people, men running sub 45 seconds, women running sub 50 seconds, this shows that all these teams are really embracing this 4x4 mixed relay contest.
Great run off Vernon Norwood there, battling with Tony Van Diepen through that. But how about that 44.93 for Tony Van Diepen as we look towards the 800 later on in the week. That was really aggressive as well of Tony Van Diepen. He beat Vernon Norwood through half. Oh no, sorry, it was a third. Oh, I'm mixing up my runners. Getting overexcited. It was Lee Martin Bonifacio on the first leg. I was thinking if Tony Van Diepen's broken 45 as an 800 metre runner, that's a bit OTT. So I retract that statement. But great run nonetheless.
Yeah, it was so much drama, wasn't it? Like you say, Poland, it was quite unusual for them to be so far back. It'll be really interesting to see whether they mix up their team for the final this evening. But all that experience of Sveti Urkovic on that last leg, she never disappoints, does she? She just never will be told, no, you can't do it. She just grits her teeth and she just gets on with it. So great for the Polish team. They're reigning Olympic champions, that they've got that automatic qualification. A few nervous moments now for Italy and Nigeria. I've wrote the times down, 3:13.89 and 3:14.59. We'll be looking at those 4th and 5th positions from Heats 2.
Really strong showings from those athletes, and like I said, I think that was a super tough heat. You know, Italy, Nigeria, Great Britain, Northern Ireland would have woken up and gone, oh, are you kidding? I've got all those teams to contend with. But there are no easy heats, I guess, at the World Championships, and these athletes will have to go absolutely flat out to try and qualify. Inaki Canal will be the lead-off runner for Spain, and off to Gallego, Silos and Santillan. Lane 570, South Africa haven't made the start line. Dormius, Moss, Russell and Anderson will be your quartet from the Bahamas. Such a shame to see Stephen Gardner withdraw with injury. Shawnee Miller-Weibo will go individually in the 400. Can we see her this evening if they qualify? I won't get excited till I see it. Douglas Hernandez Mendes of Brazil will be the lead-off runner for this quartet. Onto Marino de Miranda Vitorino. Lane 4, the Irish team, they were so excited to qualify for the Olympics. Didn't make the final in Tokyo, but a great showing nonetheless. O'Donnell, Becker, Rafferty and Adeleke. Young Shadat Adeleke for Ireland. Great to see her getting that championship experience here. Lane 3 will be Jamaica, silver medalists from last time in Doha. Gay, McGregor, Bartlett and James. Lane 2, Germany. Really performed particularly well in the mixed 400 so far. You think they might be capable of it, a nation of their calibre. Schneider, Schwab, Steger and Schmidt, all the S and CHs. We are quartet. The Dominican Republic, a nation that really capitalised on this event. They'll have Feliz Coffil Orgando and the world lead Marilyn Paulino anchoring this quartet. First 3 automatically qualify to this evening's final. That will be our first track final. We'll have some medals awarded in the 2 20k walks that will go on in the road. Getting underway shortly, but this will be our first track final. Dominican Republic in 1, Germany in 2, Jamaica in 3, Ireland in 4, Brazil in 5, Bahamas in 6. No show for South Africa in lane 7. Spain out there on their own in lane 8. Who can capture those top 3 automatic spots into the final? This is a tough start for Inaki Canal out there in lane 8. It's a long stagger. He would not expect to see any of these athletes. He would desperately hope not to see any of these athletes to his inside. Might be using the big screens. There's 2 big screens either end of the stadium. Might Inaki Canal have a look at that? Good running there for the Jamaican team. Demish Gay already up on Christopher O'Donnell on his inside. So it could be Demish Gay of Jamaica handing over first. As I say, there still is a bit of a stagger to unwind. So unlike normal 400, you can't kind of assume these athletes are all running the same. It's a bit of a fade there from Gay as he comes into these final few metres, just trying to get his bat into his team. But I think everybody pretty much handed over at the same time. Might have been Ireland just with Jamaica, and Spain on the outside, pretty evenly paced as the women take over in the second leg.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell ran so well from Ireland, didn't he? Finished really, really fast. I think just outside 45 seconds this year. But Renisha McGregor, as we expect, one of the best athletes in the world over 400 metres. Jamaica's got some phenomenal women over this distance. She's working really, really hard there. She's got that lead. Looking at Sophie Becker there from Ireland in second place. But they're just being took over by the Germans. Rob's having a great race. She's getting in closer contention from McGregor. And Spain are coming through, Dominican are coming through. You could literally throw a towel over everyone. Caulfield there from the Dominican, finishing really, really quickly on the second leg.
Oh, and they've navigated that so well. There must be some super experienced relay runners down there, because that was 5 athletes changing the baton over at the same time. Ireland doing well to stay involved there. It was a strong finish from Sophie Becker in the end to give Jack Rafferty a chance, but Delisa Caulfield of Dominican Republic, she was miles behind when she got the baton. She was in lane 1, pretty isolated, battled back really well to put her team back in contention. Alexander Orgando, fantastic individual runner, just kind of controlling the front of the field. You feel Orgando is just going to lift his pace here. This is going to be another congested changeover, and look at Jack Rafferty of Ireland finishing hard. Karine Bartley of Jamaica finding a little bit extra, but that some serious congestion down there. I think everybody stayed on their feet. That looks like it was a clean changeover, but the top 4 spaces still really tight together. And look at Rashidata Adeliki of Ireland. She's a youngster. We've seen her winning medals on the European age group stage, but here she is against the seniors. And Mara Lady Paulina of Dominican Republic leaving the rest of them behind. At the moment, the top 3, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Ireland, that is your automatic 3 into the final. Can Spain find anything else in the closing stages, or is that the automatic spots to the final? It's all to play for in the final 100 metres in this mixed 4x4.
Well, Paulino there, the Olympic silver medalist, she's bringing the Dominican home. But look at Ireland, look at Ellen Henley, she's amazing. She's won a 50.7 this year to overhaul Jamaica, the second position. Wow, Ireland have come here. They have done so well. They've made that World Championship final. They're one of my outside kind of predictions to do well in that final, but no doubt in Dominican Republic. They've come here as Olympic silver medalists. They look like they're really going to work really hard. They've got a full strength team in the heats though, Hannah. I'm wondering who they can bring in for that final to have your Olympic silver medalist to make sure you get through to that final.
I mean, they might have a slightly better lane draw, the Dominican Republic. They did start in lane 1. Feelers, I don't know, just has never quite got on terms. Look at that Irish team. Honestly, that's a fantastic result from these guys. And you can see Adeliki there just struggling to find her breath. And they'll carry her off the track if they have to, because that final leg run was phenomenal. Second place. Perhaps they would have been hoping for an automatic qualifying spot, especially when they woke up and saw that heat draw. Couldn't quite live with the Dominican Republic. They were 2.5 down on them. A great second place and a spot in this evening's final for Ireland. Jamaica having to settle for 3rd place, but they can go again, and they've got so much strength and depth to draw on this team. I wonder who they might bring in. Stephanie Ann McPherson. Often see her kind of step up to the mark in the relays for Jamaica. Having a look here at that final changeover. And hats off to these relay athletes, because there is some major congestion down there in these changeover zones. Like I said, the order of the receiving athletes is determined on the back straight when they go through 200 metres. That's set. But the positions can change to that final 200 metres. And a bit of Bartley doing really well. Look, he's doing everything he can to stay out of the way of that Spanish team to the inside of him. He knew he'd overtaken them, giving James the best shot at getting that baton well, but while not disrupting any of the other teams. Now, look at this closing leg. Tiffany James just has a look on her outside saying, who is that coming around my outside? Well, Tiffany James, that is Rashidat Adeliki of Ireland. That's a name that some of these women are going to have to learn, because she is certainly one for the future. So much strength in the closing stages, and I love how relays can just bring out everything in some athletes, they rise to the occasion. We saw Justina Spriti-Ercetic in that first heat rise to the occasion. And it was the turn of Adeleke of Ireland to bring an extra bit to the final leg to get her team into the final. And I hope we've got that splits. We might work through the results first.
Yeah, here is the results. The Dominican Republic, Ireland and Jamaica taking those 3 automatic places. And I think looking at those times, it does look like Italy and Nigeria from the first heat will take those 2 fastest non-automatic places. So as you said, Hannah, it was a load